Thank you again for your comments, and thank you, Stephanie King. You say we can both support Palestine and Israel. Many dissident Israelis say the same. In fact, there's a very interesting report today in The Guardian about a poster campaign which has been very effective, but it's not necessarily drawn universal approval, although there is unity in Israel in horror at the hostage taking. Stephanie King says we can express horror at the deeds of Hamas on October the 7th, while also express horror at the bombing of Palestinian civilians by the Netanyahu regime. Both populations, Palestinians and Israelis, must have their human dignity equally respected. There is an urgent need to give peace a chance, starting with ceasefire and a reform in rhetoric. Aiming for common ground must prevail above divisiveness. Absolutely. So yesterday we had the release of Judith Tai Raanan and her daughter, both of them seized from the Nahal Oz kibbutz where they were on holiday. And there's talk today of the release of 50 dual citizens by the Hamas regime. And one shouldn't forget, not only is the number of hostages incredibly high, over 200, but there's also hostages that Hamas have taken from Israel before and still have not returned. Where are they? Today we had the release of two elderly hostages. One of them, I think, was 79. The other one was over 80. Yocheved Lifshitz and Nurit Cooper. It's shameful that any brigands should be taking people who are so old hostage. It puts extraordinary pressure on them, and is utterly horrendous, and demonstrates absolutely the terrorist nature of the Hamas organization. We must never pause, and any form of ceasefire must involve a call for the return of the hostages and a demand for the return of the hostages. That must be absolute. If the hostages were returned, Netanyahu's extraordinary military solution would be impossible, and it would make diplomatic pressure on Netanyahu to stop his siege so much more effective. As it is, it is impossible not to search for every avenue to put pressure on Hamas to restore those 222, 224 or more hostages who have been taken and who are being held in probably appalling conditions.